Hi, thanks for checking out our channel here. This is going to be a repair video we're going to do on this old Parmak unit. This is a called an SE-1. This is probably one of the early version Parmak fence charger. I see if there's a date code on the inside, and there's not. So, so we're already taking the unit apart. We got to do a little work to it to get it going again. Now it looks nothing like the new ones. Even the ST2 and SE3 are similar, but still different than these ones. So, issue with it, the guy wants to replace the nuts and bolts on here, or at least the washers and nuts on there. They're all rusted up. Wants some new ones, so we'll put some new ones on there for him. And but we got to get the unit working again. So I'm just pondering my thought of what I want to do. So right now, what we got going on, the unit's not putting out anything. It does come on. So first thing I'm going to try to mess with is the transformer here. I think that's part of our issue. I don't know. It could be a board, but I'm going to go with the transformer first. So that's what we're going to do first. Now, if you'd like to send one of these to us for repair, you can. There are links in the description area down below with our links to our website. It's fixer.com. I don't have a little card in front of me. I'd show you my website and stuff like that, but I think the card I had was a little magnet, and I used to pop up on the screen. I think I ran out of them, and I used that one to ship. I mailed the unit back. I mailed that back to the guy, so I don't have another magnet here or a card to show you. But anyways, if you hit the little drop down arrow button, bring that description area up, there's a little link to our website. So click on that, go right to our website, and it's where our address and name and phone number and all that stuff's at. Oops. But we're going to drill the rivets off this transformer here. Come on. That one's being stubborn. This one should be good. It's hot. Because this one's spinning on me. The little rivet's spinning on me. I can't get the head of it to pop off. It wants to spin with the drill bit. I gotta get those off there in order for that transformer to be able to pull loose from the case. Let's just see what we can do. Alright, let me go get another transformer. Got the new transformer right here. So I'm going to go ahead and start snipping wires that I don't need. Get them out of the way. Now we are going to probably snip this loose. We'll probably reuse it though. Snip this wire. I'm going to take this piece right here, we're going to get rid of it. This wire, we're going to leave it actually, there's extra tabs there, so we'll cut this wire loose there. Cut the rest of it off here in a second. This wire I'm going to cut long, like right here. I'm actually going to reuse that wire. I'm going to strip it back. I'm going to tie it together with the other transformer and solder it, so that way I have to try to reach down way down inside there to solder that wire to that little terminal on there. I think it's going to be a pain in the neck to do. Made doable, but pain in the neck either way. Let's see if we get this transformer out of there. Okay, should pop off that one, but this one here is still bound up on there. So we can go to a drill bit next size bigger. Maybe that can give us a little bit more bite to it. Got more of the head of it off. There we go. Got it that time. Buggered it up more than I normally would, but sometimes you gotta do stuff like that just to persuade the dumb thing to get out of there. And it's still stuck in there, so I need to get a hammer and a punch so we can knock that rod off that off the plates there. Alright, there's the two spacers. Keep those. Don't need that no more. Alright, let's for a second dump the shavings out of there. Alright. Now we got to get this off. Oh, it's on there tight. There we go. You see it's been arcing for a little bit. Alright, now they wanted the bolt replaced, but I think the bolt itself is in good shape, so we'll leave it be. Okay, we'll put this back together here in a second. Let's get the new transformer. Make sure that the plates are right in there straight. The holes are all lined up. It's good. A couple of long bolts. A couple of nuts. Flat washers. So shove these bolts to the case. 1987. There it is. The stamp right there. 1987. So things, what, 35 years old? Oh shoot, hold on. I gotta put the spacers back on there. Okay. Flat washers on there. Oh shoot, that water's not going to be long enough to reach up there. Shoot, okay. Oh well. So now what we'll do So we'll cut this wire right there. Turn the soldering irons on. I'm going to get some thicker gauge wire. Goddamn spider. Get out of here. A big ass spider. Like this big around. Oh, kind of wolf spider or something. Alright, so we're going to plug a wire onto the capacitor. And the capacitor's probably got a charge in it because I've already plugged this thing in and worked with it early before I started the video. So I'll take this and we'll make it about that long. Strip off some heat shrink or insulation. I'm going to get a cut a piece of heat shrink. Cut it out. Let's see. That should be good. Slide that down like that. So now I'm taking soldering iron. You could use a butt connector, but man, as much energy that these capacitors put out, if that crimp isn't good, you'll have loose connection, arcing, and over time it'll burn that connection up. So we're going to solder it and heat shrink everything because I don't want to take no chances. So now we'll heat the two up together. Taking a peek at it. Come apart, but I'm gonna that looks better. I like that. All right, let's get the heat gun powered up. Ooh, okay. All right, now we'll cut that wire about like that. Take this one. Come on. Strip that back. This has got that. Oh, wire's got coating on it. I need to shave the coating off. Make a varnish. That solder won't stick to it. Alright, I'm going to make a little hook out of this. And then we'll take the hook, put it around there. I'll take a pair of pliers, squeeze that hook onto there so it holds it for us. And then we'll solder it up. Make sure it gets on both wires and it fuses everything together. Cool off and harden up. What I want to do is I want to, God damn, it's too darn hot to grab. I just want to take a little, just want to grab at it, make sure that connection's good. Oh yeah, nice and tight. Another thing I could do, kind of help it out some. Take another piece of that heat shrink, group it together like that. And then we'll put the heat shrink over that. Just making sure it's nice and tight. Oh. Just it looks a little odd. Yeah, a little bit more solid right up here. There, I like that better. Put that over the top of that. Okay, next step. Let's solder this. Just tin the wire and we're going to heat them both up and let them kind of fuse together, make sure that all the solder heats up good and flows to where it needs to go. Let it kind of hold there and let it cool, set, and harden up. And that's good. Alright, now we got to finish this up. This one we have to do a little bit different. We're going to do two things. We're going to do it two different ways. See how it runs. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to tie these two together for now. And I can't remember this wire is used for on these older versions. That resistor, I don't know if it's feedback wire or what it was back then, but it's there for a reason. So we'll put that on there, kind of tie them together, and then we're going to watch this gauge. The gauge may be good, and it may be bad. I don't know. Let's just see what it does. I think that gauge might be bad. I think a little needle in there. I think it's, I don't know if that needle's good or not. So let's plug it in. See if that unit clicks and puts out a good number on the front there. Alright, well, it sounds good, but the needle gauge isn't working. Let's test the output real quick and see what it puts out. Let's test across ground, and here's the hot part. See what our gauge puts out. I mean, we're getting 9,500 volts out of that thing, which is good. Alright, so we got to get this, the gauge won't move, so the gauge has got a problem. Alright, so now I gotta change the gauge out. Let's see, drill bit. Let's drill this one right here. Oh man, it's a stiffer metal than what they use later on. The other ones are made out of aluminum or something. I don't know, they're real thin or real flimsy. We'll find a gauge for it. I got two different gauges here, both for the Parmak. One's thicker and one's thinner. I don't know which one we're going to use. We'll kind of play that first and see. So let's lay this down and see. See if that one's going to work. Let me get a. I can always pull the bolts out. Let me get a bolt. Screw. Run a screw through that thing there. Where's my bit I want to use? God damn it. Nope, there it is. Where is the freaking hole out for that deal? It's okay. I think we need to hammer on this a little bit. Bent up a little bit on us. Flatten it out some. See these ones. Let's try this one. That one fits better. Okay, I like that one. Okay, we're gonna buzz this one in there, and then this one, if it is still a little loose, we're gonna have to put, because they don't make the exact gauge for this one anymore. This one should work electronically, but we may have to put a little epoxy along the edge there to help keep that needle gauge in place, even after the strap is put back across there. I gotta get that screw put in there. I'm gonna get started by hand, and then I'm gonna take this. Come on. See, didn't really move too much. And it does some, see? So we're going to have to run a little bit of something across the top there to cover that up. Alright, well, let's just see what we got to do next. Alright, there's the old gauge. See, the old one was soldered on there. We're going to crimp on a couple male or female spade connectors, and we're just going to plug it on to the back side of the board, the back side is the gauge. Hopefully the gauge will go to working. The gauge is not working still, but it is jiggling. Maybe got these wires back, or maybe it's backwards compared to the old one. Let's see if we reverse them. So we've got an issue with the board. Let's see if this makes a difference. Let's put the wire on the hot side right here. That resistor's bad. And let's put these back the way they were. Nothing like that. Alright, so we're gonna have to make a part 2 out of this. We're gonna have to dig into the board a little bit, and boards are cheap enough for these things. It's just going to probably be quicker and less painless just to replace that board. So, well, I'm going to stop this video because we're about a half hour into this thing, and we're going to make a part 2 out of this and see what we can figure out. So stay tuned.